Good morning, boys and girls. So here is the present or PowerPoint presentation on the feedbacks of what you did for the oral presentation number one. So the feedbacks here are general comments, okay, that most of you did. If you have specific questions about the comments that I wrote on the grid that I sent you back on Leah, then let me know. Just me, okay. So the objective. Most of you had issues with the objective. Ask yourself, what is the objective of the oral presentation? What is the message that you want to share in the next 5 to 7 minutes? Okay. The objective is the core of the oral presentation. Everything you say, once you've established the objective, will be about defending it. Okay? Keep this in mind. All the elements that you include will be about defending. Even the hook, everything is related to what the objective is. For most of you, the objective was too weak or incomplete or unclear. I wasn't too sure what you were talking about. Now, when comparing two sources, where the objective must include both elements. In this case, what you were asked to do was to include the novel and toilet paper in Crisis. Now, some of you did something like this. In a way, we could say that the novel and the toilet paper crisis are similar or different. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious, but this is super obvious, right? Why? Because it was part of the question. How does chapter 11 or Bernard Marx in chapter 11 compare to toilet paper? So if you just say that, you haven't told me what the objective is about of your oral presentation. Okay? This is too weak, unclear. In a way, in both cases, conformity is present. Well, duh, because the other two sources that I provided about Ash experiment and DeWord's article were about conformity. So obviously, they're similar or different. Obviously, it's based on conformity, but what about it? Okay, one could argue that conformity is a plague based on both sources. Ta-da! Then you have both sources. You have conformity, and what is it? What about conformity in both sources? It's a plague. Now, Bernard in chapter 11, it's a plague, and toilet paper in conformity in through toilet paper is a plague. Doesn't matter what you say here, as long as everything after that you suggest defend your objective. Okay. I'll give you an example. I hope it's gonna work. Not this here. All right.
If I tell you that my real name is Serge and that I've been lying to you since the beginning of the semester, would you believe me? What if your mother agrees with me, and 1,000 other people too? Now, would you believe me? Probably, because I have the others' approval, and this phenomenon of social influence directly relates to the sudden change of Brave New World character Bernard Marx in chapter 11 and to the toilet paper panic during COVID-19 crisis because they both can be justified by this one concept, conformity.
So if it's only about conformity, then it's partly okay. But what about it?
In fact, both situations can be explained by one form of this social influence that is called informational conformity.
Bingo. Perfect. So both of them, both behavior are based on informational conformity. Very specific. And also, in addition, Mathilde here used specific vocabulary from Ash Experiment the Clip. Good job. Super, super, super. So keep this in mind while you're doing your oral presentation. Okay. What else? For next oral presentation, ask yourself, what is the objective of the oral? And everything that you include must defend it. Now, structure. Too many of you did something similar. Huh? Hook. Then you started with your hook. Good job. The novel, summarizing the novel. Toilet paper, summarizing the crisis. Then summarizing source number one, summarizing source, and then ending. If I only had a heart. So if you do it like this, if it's too compartmentalized, then you're just doing the same thing as what they're doing in Brave New World. It lacks a little bit of humanity in your representation. Okay, so you're just like a robot. That's not what you want to do. That's not what we want to achieve. An oral presentation is just like preparing a recipe. You blend different ingredients. The ingredients are here, and you put them together in order to come up with something new. Okay, so keep this in mind. You use all the elements over there, you blend them together, and then what this new thing is about the objective. Okay, answering the question and the objective. Now, also keep in mind this. Okay, this is, I think that's from Sting. Tomo Mall, you got the Mr. Roboto. Watch out with Tomo. Watch out with the transitions. Some of you said, so the novel is a blah 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 blah. Then toilet paper blah 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 blah. Then swords blah blah. No, that's not about it. Okay, you have to blend it. It has to be smoother than this, like a smoothie. That's why we blend this. Here's an example.
Okay, so I would like to know if you have ever thought about why you wear the clothes that you wear. Have you ever considered what made you like that shirt that you bought? Was it because it's the same brand as some famous person that you like wears? Or it's what your friends would like? Either way, it complies with the image that you want people to have of you. Or maybe you've been in a store and you've seen a shirt that you really like, but you didn't buy it just because you knew that it would make you stand out too much. Well, then you, too, are a victim of human nature, as we all are. It is. It's human nature that makes us want to fit in, feel like we belong and we have a place in society. And it's 100% natural. No one is going to grow up.
Great hook, great objective. We blend in, we conform, and it's natural.
Being like, I want to be disliked by everybody. My goal in life is to be a social outcast. No one is going to be like that. And as we see in Dr. Ash's experiment.
Great transition. Okay? Great transition. So from the hook to the thesis, now this, Mika decided to start with the...
people will actually change their opinion, even if they know it's right, just in order to fit in.
So this is kind of a quick overview of what Ash suggests, instead of summarizing the whole thing.
And not be the odd one out. And it makes sense if you think about it. Who gets picked on in school? Who is most likely to have difficulty fitting into society?
Then reinforcing what the objective is.
It's people that are different. People that think differently, that dress differently, that behave differently. Different is scary.
So, etc., etc., etc. So make sure you have a better transition between the ideas that you incorporate. The last thing is about the sources. Now, the first one for oral presentation number 1, the sources were imposed by me. Now, the second one, you choose. Now, if we had we been in class, I would have done it differently, but anyway, that's the way it is. Use specific elements of the sources. Do not summarize them, please. Look at how they were. Sorry, I had it. Look at this here. Yours. The curse of the herd. Look at this. By the way, psychology, and you don't pronounce the P, psychology. You don't do this. Look at how here she incorporates source. In a famous experiment paradigm created by Solange, people are asked to judge among series of lines, land, the tableau. So instead of summarizing the whole thing, it's just a quick overview of what it is, and she uses this in order to support the objective of the article. So you have to do the same thing here, okay? Many of you, sorry about that. Many of you could have used specific terms to explain what you wanted to say instead of summarizing the whole thing. Okay, here's an example.
And when we're looking at the other two sources of conformity, we understand that Bernard was no different than all his peers. Like the others, he wanted to be accepted in society, and once he got accepted, criticizing the society did not seem as much vital as before. Probably because he was enjoying a sudden rise in popularity, which was strongly shown in Huxley's book. And as shown in the Asch conformity experiment, I believe that Bernard suffers from normative conformity.
Bingo. Perfect. Thank you very much, Luca. So using specific term, instead of talking about conformity in general, using specific terms.
This means that it will cooperate with the group, even if you know that they are wrong. It will do so to avoid the discomfort of deviating from the group.
Explaining what it means and blah, 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 blah. Very good, Luca. So keep this in mind. So here you go, guys. So here are the feedbacks. If you have questions, let me know. Okay, good luck, guys.